gets weird sometimes. Might as well ride the wave. Street lights glow in the summer rain. Everybody running in the same old lane, but somewhere underneath the noise, people still connect through simple joys. Late night talks and coffee steam, laughing hard about a strange old dream. Patterns hidden all around, funny little clues we finally found. Watching out for danger signs, helping friends read between
What's up,
the
guys?
lines, sharing stories.
This is another subscriber created piece of music from Evil Eddie. Subscriber. What display is, people join in. Thanks for showing up.
We are surfing life together. Sunny skies or stormy weather. Talking weird till morning light.
Get your adult beverage ready.
Keeping each other feeling alright. Surfing life. Surfing life. Grooving through reality tonight. Old guitars and dashboard lights, deep conversations through endless nights, talking aliens, dreams and fate, while every system operates late. Someone spots another clue, someone else brings a different view. Every mind adds something real, helping everybody slowly heal. No one has it figured out, that's what all this is about. Different people finding flow, learning as we drift and grow. So we ride through the haze, finding meaning in 100 ways. We are surfing life together.
Yeah, Evil Eddie made this. He's really awesome at this. It's pretty dope.
Morning light, keeping each other feeling alright. Surfing life. Surfing life. Moving through reality tonight. Windows down on an open road. Heavy thoughts are feeling light and low. Every laugh cuts through the fear. Good people still exist.
Look at the
here.
symbolism you put in the graphic art too.
Moving everywhere. Some are wanting, some are care. When the world gets strange and wild, stay connected, stay versatile. We are surfing life together, holding strong through every pressure, sharing truth and good ideas, helping each other through the years. Surfing life, surfing life, still grooving through the endless night. Keep your eyes open, keep your people close, and keep surfing life.
Yeah, and Evil Eddie made this. Hit him up. He did the background, the art, and everything. This is one of several songs that he's made. So props to him. Let me pause that now. So, what I want to talk about today is how important attention is. Attention, and I call it, I said, your attention is like a digital oil. It's in everything, and we go to war for it. And it's true, and it's always been this way. It's just a little bit more prevalent right now. Um, there's a kind of an old saying where attention goes, energy flows, and a lot of that's true. Your attention is incredibly valuable, but oftentimes it can be kind of wasted. And we live in a world of endless distractions all the time. I mean, if you even go to the gym, what do you see all over the place? TVs to what? Grab your attention. You're at a gas station. There's what? A TV there when you're pumping gas on the gas pump to get your attention. There's a radio playing to what? Get your attention. 304 is addressing hot to what? Get your attention. Everything is trying to garner your attention at all times, all the time. When we give something attention, we kind of give it life in a sense. And it's actually even proven through like quantum physics. Certain things need like an observer for them to like exist in a sense. So we'll get a little bit into that, but your attention is so valuable, and your attention is now like a data, and the data is it's like a digital oil. They want to put it in a 55-gallon drum and sell it to companies to try to what? Figure out how to hack your attention so you buy products, and they can make an algorithm that will basically like sell to you and stuff like that. Things like that. So it's crazy important. Now, women live for attention. That's one of the things they like. They've even said they like attention almost more than sex. And that might be true, but we're not really talking about, I don't want to focus so much on getting attention. I want to focus on what you're giving your attention to. We have kind of a epidemic of people saying that they have ADHD now. That seems to be on a rise for men and women. It's not just young boys in the classroom that can't pay attention when they're being indoctrinated. That's why you see the rise of drugs like Adderall and whatnot. But the problem is that people don't have to take Adderall for doing things that they enjoy because they naturally want to give their attention to it. So, and we live in an attention-based economy. Like I'm trying to garner your attention to watch this show because I think the show is going to be a valuable use of your attention. But your attention is actually gold. Your attention is the most important thing that you can control in your life. This is why you don't see many people reading books. Why? Because they need focused attention. You need a little bit of discipline to actually sit down and read a book. It's much easier to go through scrolling through reels and doom scrolling and all that because it's a quick attention grab. It's a cheap energy hit. It's a little boost. So that is really destroying people's attention span. I think that they've said now that people's attention span is only like 45 seconds or so. So you can't really describe anything to them that has any nuance or context, because that takes, it might take a few minutes to set something up. If I have to tell you something about ancient Rome or something like that, I may have to give you, a couple paragraphs of context before I actually make the point that I want to make. That is all going down the drain. It's just all going down the drain. And that's a big problem because you can't have a deep thought, a philosophical thought, or change your paradigm of how you think or see the world or operate in it if you don't really think about it on a deep level. Everything we're doing is surface level thinking, and that's kind of by design. It's quick stimulation. It's little dopamine hits. It's small amounts of bullshit. It's you know what I mean? Like you're trying to read something and then you see some giant titties over that come up as the next thing, and then your attention is just shot. So control of our attention is massively powerful. This is a lot of what martial arts do as well. What are you doing? You're controlling your attention. This is like what Tai Chi and things like this too. It's controlling your attention and like synchronizing it with your body, things like that. So attention is massively important, and we've kind of forgot how important it is, how valuable it is, and how valuable it is to other people. Also, too, there's a lot of people who will just straight up waste your attention that you give them. You know, a lot of modern dating. I'm sure women and men, they give their attention to somebody. They're talking to them, texting with them, trying to go out on dates and all that. And then it just all goes to nothing. Because why? Because they're getting attention from so many different places. So everyone has spread themselves so thin that they never lock in, commit, and get serious about anything. So it's a major problem for dating, saving money, becoming good at something, learning, creating, many different things. Even just be able to get a joke or something like that takes a certain amount of attention to read between the lines and find the details or the subtleties and whatnot. So attention is massively important. And there's whole industries on how to take your attention. And also too, on a sort of a deeper level, so where they're saying attention goes, energy flows, that kind of almost creates a reality in itself. So this is where we see news media come in. If we see that that boat that with that hantavirus or whatever, and they're trying to put this all in your face. Oh, look, it's going to be like the next COVID. It's the hantavirus and all that. What are they trying to do? They're trying to they're planting a seed, but they want you to water it and nurture it and have it grow with your attention. And ideally fear attention. So attention, let me actually type this out. So they want attention plus fear or emotion. Plus we'll say plus emotion. Attention plus fear. Attention plus emotion can create action. Okay. So if you take action to say, oh, I better go get more masks because of this hantavirus or something, you are starting to make it real. And these type of things happen all the time, for good or bad, conscious or unconscious. That's how a lot of this stuff works. So if you start taking action on it from your emotional response, that makes it more real. You're giving life to it. So when we go look online and we're giving all attention to, we're giving our attention away. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, before social media, before things like reels and whatnot, you could be very focused and disciplined on a couple things that you needed to do, and you had a much more peaceful life. You could be in a flow state. You cannot be in a flow state when you have a disruptive, distracting environment. seeing titties all the time, seeing ass, seeing someone jump off a building, seeing, I don't know, some crazy stuff, the next craziest news story. That is to not only just garner your attention a little bit, but destroy your ability to have a focus level attention for a long period of time. That's why I like you guys stay on these shows a long time. This is like a gym for your attention. I want you to think outside the box and kind of stay focused on a certain point for a little bit. Most people cannot do that. Most people don't have, I don't know, I guess that type of discipline. So, I mean, I am here to try to make entertaining. This isn't like about doing work, but that's part of what it is. And your attention is also linked to, so companies view your attention as data. So we're going to look at how that also plays into the money side of things.
Your age, your income, your gender, the things you like to share with your friends, the things you would like to keep to yourself, combined with the thousands of other data points, have become $1 trillion savings account for the biggest tech companies in the world. And in the next 5 years, they are going to start making.
And again, these cameras, and what are they doing? They're putting attention on you. You see that? They're putting attention on you to also track what you're doing, your behaviors. But what is a camera? If you think about it, what is a camera? It's a device that channels attention. That's what it is. It captures something, but what is it capturing? Or recording. It's kind of recording basically a human perceiving something. Is it's a machine, but ultimately it's going to be some human that will review it.
Withdrawals.
I want to make sure I pause it enough. I don't know if this is copyright, so fair use.
Under mounting pressure to answer questions about how a data firm with ties to President Trump's 2016 campaign collected private information from more than 50 million.
And again, you're not going to be able to hide all your data with VPNs and stuff like that. They're going to have it, it is what it is.
Facebook users without their permission.
Political campaigns want to advertise to voters in the most efficient way possible.
General of Washington, D.C. filed a lawsuit Wednesday against Facebook over the Cambridge Analytica scandal.
Again, anytime you have to sign one of those things to update or something like that, they use your data. They're selling you data. Facebook was also partly started by DARPA. They're watching what you do. Like, we know this, but they're not just watching what you do, waiting for you to do something bad or say the wrong thing. They're trying to see how you tick. You're a lab rat to them, essentially. So they need to take as much data as they can.
No secret that big tech companies have been collecting petabytes of data on every user they can lure.
I've never even heard of a petabyte.
Onto their platform.
I'm very concerned that the people that are spending most of the time right now speaking and focusing and thinking about big data are large companies and governments. And that's fine, but this is going to affect our lives, our parents, our kids, and I think we should all be.
Well, we're already there, man. This is something people would talk about a couple years ago, and just no one would care. But still, kind of, no one really does.
Big data has become one of the most attractive assets to investors. Companies like Snowflake, Teradata, and Palantir that do nothing but compile and manage billions of data points and turn them into useful information are worth billions.
Because they're trying to make an algorithm of you to know what you were going to do.
Billions of dollars.
And not just as, this is not just as a consumer. This is the one thing I want to point out here. This is not just as a consumer, because that's how they pitch it to you. Oh, yeah, this is just so we can figure out what products to sell you that suit you best. That's all. We're actually trying to help you. No. Yeah, they'll use that to help you, but they want to know what you eat, how you think, every little thing, everything.
Data manager Snowflake was so attractive that they even got the legendary Warren Buffett to change his investing strategy around tech IPOs so he could include them in his portfolio. Those are just the companies that make sense of your data, the companies that can actually harvest.
Again, just one thing about Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is a disciplined trader, yes, and he's done it for a long time. But his dad was a senator in Omaha, so he's been doing insider trading and known stuff for a long time. Is he a disciplined trader? Yes, but his dad was also a senator. He's been linked into the shit the whole time.
In his portfolio. Those are just the companies that make sense of your data. The companies that can actually harvest it are worth trillions. And that's because your information is useful for so much more than just targeted advertising.
Whenever we're online, information brokers collect our data and use it to assemble user profiles that can earn
a dossier on you.
And them a lot of money.
Jeff Bezos may or may not be using Alexa to listen out for product recommendations.
What do you mean may or may not? Of course he's doing it for that. That's part of why they put it in your household, to record what you say and stuff like that. It's not to record what they say because they care about really what you're saying. It's more about compiling data, creating algorithms and things like that. Things like that. This is why I worry about the data centers, because what are the data centers doing? They're just processing this information quicker. But all of this will be used against you. They're going to say, oh, you see this stove here? It's a smart stove. He turns it on for 30 minutes from 6:30 to 7 to cook his dinner. Let's see if we can get that down to 20 minutes. It's not to save you money. You'll still probably pay the same bill, but they're going to say, well, we don't want you to use as much electricity because the data processing center actually needs that more than you heating up your spaghetti or boiling tea and shit like that.
Have a Sunday.
But that's just the cherry on top of the big data sundae. There are much more profitable business strategies used by the big data companies than using your data to recommend you a new toaster. Big data is becoming a new big oil because memory storage...
See this? They're calling it the new big oil. See, I didn't even know that they were going to say this, but yeah, these 55-gallon drums are equivalent of what your data makeup, your DNA data makeup. Are you looking at corn? Are you not looking at corn? Are you watching football? Are you watching reality TV? Are you looking at alien stuff? What products are you buying online? What medications are you taking? Like, it actually gets crazy. How much are you spending in gas? Which gas stations did you go to? Like, it's actually endless.
Which has become orders of magnitude cheaper. In the 2000s, big tech companies started to realize that their data would be highly monetizable through commerce and direct sales to third-party data brokers. So they started to collect as much as they could.
But data brokers often take all the breadcrumbs that they have gathered about you, pair them with other data they can obtain, and then share all of it with businesses who want to market to you. And they will frame this as a win-win.
Back then,
it's not just marketing. This is what I'm talking about. It's not just marketing to you. That sounds nice and stuff. It's not just marketing to you. That it's beyond that. It's really beyond that. In my opinion, it's definitely beyond that.
Share them with other data they can obtain, and then share all of it with businesses who want to market to you. And they will frame this as a win-win.
Back then, high-volume data center memory still cost as much as $10,000 per terabyte, and it was stored on highly inefficient hard drives. All web companies had to store some transactional user data, like login information.
So this is what I'm also trying to say about these data centers and stuff. A lot of it is just going to simply be used on stuff against you. So they're going to have a lot on file to use against you. It's not really going to be to serve you. They'll actually make you pay to access your own data they already basically stole from you.
As a matter of fact, Snowboard, do you remember, was it Andrew Yang? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I remember Andrew Yang and the Yang Gang, yeah.
So, and you more likely, you may know more about this than I do. But when he was making his presidential run, excuse me, he did have a very interesting point of view in regards to UBI, Universal Basic
Yeah,
Income.
he said some good stuff.
Yeah, but his ideal behind it I thought was brilliant. All of these companies are generating. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
It's huge. Yeah.
Collecting our data, collecting our attention, learning how to sell, market
Yep.
to us.
And we're talking medical data, every goddamn thing, everything.
And
Everything
so
you can imagine, blood type, everything.
And so his point of view was, how do we fund UBI? These companies have to pay us a percentage of the income that they derive from our information. And I don't know why that didn't get more airplay and that didn't get more time. I mean, I have my opinions around that.
It's sensible, so they're not going to have that.
Yeah. And so, it was very interesting. And like I said, I wish they would have talked more about that, because to me, that was brilliant.
That was a really good idea. I didn't know he was trying to derive it from that.
If I can find some information about it, I'll forward it over to you in the Discord.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's but this data is so valuable, and it's not really talked about, because it's not the data itself per se, it's what they can predict from it. You know what I mean? Like, we go back to Warren Buffett, we just saw a picture of him. He's someone who would be like a mad scientist with all this data and be able to really figure out how to manipulate a market. Most of it's used in market manipulation. It's not to serve you, it's to pretty much go against you.
So keep in mind, I was in the mortgage industry for a decade before I switched to banking and finance. And so when I tell you I have looked at tens of thousands of credit reports and bank statements, it's not hyperbole, over the past 20 years. And, when I talk about, Negrodamus and stuff like that, I'm not joking, because I can literally look at your credit report and your last 2 bank statements, and you'd be surprised at how much I know about you, your life, what you value. And people, people were always shocked with how much I could tell and how much I knew about them. And it's like, it's not right.
And that's only 2 data sets, really.
Exactly.
They have literally hundreds, if not even more. They know like when you're taking a dump. I'm pretty sure Facebook knows when you're going to take a dump. And like think about it. You have your phone in your pocket. So it can every phone has GPS in it by default since the very first cell phone. So they almost know okay, he's walking to his stove. He's walking back to his computer. He's walking here. They know everything that happens.
As a matter of fact, maybe I shouldn't say this in case because I know how much of a criminal mastermind Keyshawn Jones is. So maybe I shouldn't say this. But as a matter of fact, that's one of the ways they solve crimes. They look to see the cell phone data in that area. We've seen enough. We've seen enough true crime videos where they've had nothing but just the color of a car. We knew it was a white, Ford Taurus, and they ping all. They look at all. They can pull all the cell phones that was in that area, and then they actually caught someone.
Sorry to say that. What that's also called, it's not just the cell phones. There's a whole different thing of it, which is a different type of data gathering thing called the flock system. I'll type it in, flock, FLOCK. The flock system is similar to what Seagrip is saying. So once they find it's a white car or whatever, then your local police department or even other people can put it into the flock system. The flock system is cameras on stoplights, street corners, toll booths, shit like that. You almost can't drive anywhere. You probably have to be way out in the country to not be seen by something like that. And the way that flock started was they kind of just started doing without really asking the public's permission for it. So they also can do that, which is, that's not a big surprise to anybody, but it's called the flock system. What were you going to say, Seagrip? They also, the police will use that?
Yeah, I think I was actually watching a video where someone, I fell down a rabbit hole in regards to these people, unaliving people over fast food.
Well, when we say these people, we know,
and I hate
we
to
know,
say it.
we know who that is.
And actually, I watched. There's actually YouTube change where I fell down a rabbit hole, and I literally watched like 20, 30 of these incidences. And yeah, I wanted a snowflake to be at least one of them. It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
No.
Well.
Yep. It's not. It didn't happen at a Panera bread place, did it? Secret?
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. It happened at
didn't.
the fried chicken.
Insane. But yeah, and they caught her because they just had to color the car, and they were able to catch her because of her cell phone was in the area. She had the car. Bam, got her.
Black Nissan Altima just got pulled right over. So that type of data gathering is a little different. Like, I'm not really gonna count that. It is valuable to bring in the conversation, but it's what you give your attention to. Giving your attention and thoughts to something is one of the last things that we can control. And it's actually one of the most powerful things. So if you're giving your attention to watching football, we'll say, that's a lot of time and attention. And when you're watching football, guess what? You're actually just watching commercials like most of the time. So I'll just throw that out there. Commercials, what is a commercial? Why are commercials so important? Because they're meant to grab your attention. That's if I need to sell you something, I need to get your attention. Like the Alec Baldwin, like AIDS, attention, information, decision, action, or whatever it is. That's what they're doing all the time. That's why you see Doug and Emu, the goddamn Liberty Mutual things everywhere you turn. Stuff like that. So the squandering of our attention is really messing a lot up. But the attention also, they're recording what you're giving your attention to, I guess.
Everything integral to their service. The big data companies went further and took a chance by collecting thousands of other non-essential data points, like how long users stayed on certain pages.
And again, that was Mark Zuckerberg there.
And everything integral to their service. The big data companies went further and took a chance by collecting thousands of other non-essential.
I don't know. That might be him. I think it is, but he didn't create fully Facebook. Part of it is DARPA too. To what? Get information on people. And getting information on people doesn't necessarily have to be bad, but it's not going to be, in my opinion, they're not going to like use it to really help you as much as go against you.
Essential data points like how long users stayed on certain pages, what time of day people would interact with certain services, and what caused users to leave the platform. The business value of this data was obvious, but it was too expensive to store, and compiling such large data sets into usable information would take weeks or months with the computers available at the time. The companies made the bet that storage would become cheaper and computer processing would become faster. And as it did, the data...
Well, no, it's not cheap. Well, it is a little bit. It is. So there's a twofold thing to this. What's that law, Seagrip, that you've said it before? So basically, like every 2 years, the technology almost doubles. Yeah.
Was it Gresham's? No, let's see. Give me a second. I'll tell you.
It was some type of such and such law, but basically, and I learned this from like a Brian Tracy book, like a long time ago, actually. So like, if you get a computer in, I don't know, 1996, when 1998 comes around, the next computer will be so good you could consider the other one obsolete. It's not obsolete.
Moore's law.
Yeah, Moore's law. So the computer processing power and memory does get cheaper, yes, but the demand for it will just go exceedingly higher. That's why they're doing the data storage and all this. It will just never be. It will basically never be enough because it's not unlimited. So it's basically will never be enough. So that demand is not going away, no matter what jumps we have in technology, like quantum computing and stuff. They're still going to keep building a lot of these, and saying you got to store everything on the cloud and stuff. That's not going away.
they were collecting would become proportionally more valuable. The companies that started earliest took the biggest risks, but they were able to build the biggest data moats.
Right? So, if you're a small new company and if you don't have any specific data sets, yeah, unfortunately, I think you are at a disadvantage.
Investors love when a company is hard to compete with because competition leads to lower margins and greater risk of losing customers.
Well, you made it, Peter.
I'm not sure what ASW is.
You're a big
like an Amazon thing, kind of.
shot in charge of a whole bunch of people.
The SEC and
Amazon
FTC
Web Services. I think was it Amazon
Okay,
Web Services?
probably, yeah. I think you're right.
make anti-competitive behavior illegal for companies. So the next best thing they do is build moats around their market. These are advantages to the incumbent market leader.
And it's not a moat; it's like a toll booth, really. They clip your coin. They make you pay to access that information
that any would-be competitor would have to overcome to start gaining market.
Basically, got to kiss that wall.
Share. Detailed user data is a huge advantage for one company to have over another. Microsoft executives found that providing their business-to-business sales executives with detailed market analytics could improve.
Hang on, I'm going to read that. See, here's an example of shit that we're shown things like this, but we don't actually read it. Like, we're not reading much, including myself. I don't sit and read a ton of books. I'll be honest with you. Harvard Business Review, a look into Microsoft's data-driven approach to improving sales. Again, they're always going to pitch it to you, oh, we're just improving sales, which is part of it. And I'm a salesperson, so I would want to know everything about them too, I guess. But other companies are going to use it in a sinister way eventually. Companies are beginning to utilize their employees' behavioral data. Listen to that. Look at Seagrip. They won't even let him listen to this show because his goddamn computer at his work. Companies are beginning to why would Seagrip's company do that? Because he's giving the attention to me. He still is doing work. I don't think he's totally screwing off, but you're giving attention to me, and they don't like that. They don't like
Imagine, and for a whole year, not one problem. For a whole year, over
and you
a
still were completing your work and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing work. He's there. His hard work is there to do, work. Work is first. This is all bullshit. This is extras for fun stuff. But some people they are able to, they need a little bit of a stimulant at work. So Seagrip's not taking Adderall. He's listening to something like this to help keep his mind sort of occupied so he can focus on as a background thing, so he can focus on actually really what he's doing.
Yes, coffee and Monster Energy.
Yeah. So companies are beginning to utilize their employees' behavioral data. So that means spying on you, basically. Companies are beginning to utilize their employees' behavioral data, generally known as people analytics, to better understand and improve their sales operations with strong results. Microsoft, where we work, is no exception. And in business-to-business sales is one of the areas where we are seeing the most value. Our findings and the ways we came to them can be useful to other sales organizations looking to make internal changes. So who to fire? When they say make internal changes, that means who to fire of this type or optimize how their salespeople relate to customers. So it's kind of written weird. So as a salesperson, it is good to know everything about people like that because it helps you word things better, present things better, maybe things that you don't say because it will trigger them and piss them off, something like that. But they're also thinking about how to sell you how to live in a pod, shit like that. It's going to be how to sell to you the next PSYOP or whatever. So it can be used in nefarious ways.
Detailed market analytics could improve their productivity by 30%. A new company looking for market share won't have.
And also, too, this part of all this data collection and everything like that is going to what? Algorithms, including me. I like to appease the YouTube algorithm now because I'm its golden boy. So I need.
As a matter of fact, you're right about you're right about that.
I'm right about it. Yeah,
I was watching a video about YouTube, and in regards to
you have to simp kinda.
Exactly, because what they do is from what I read, they look to see, which content and like which, you know, gets most views, and they will only push your content if you keep people on YouTube. YouTube's goal is to keep you on YouTube. If they can keep you on
Yep.
YouTube 20 hours a day, they will. And if they promote your content and they see that when people click on your content, they're leaving
Yeah.
YouTube, they stop promoting you. And if they see promoting your content keeps you on YouTube longer, they'll promote you even more.
Yeah. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that either. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not just saying that because I like YouTube, because I do like YouTube and I think it can be valuable. But that's what they should be doing. That makes really good sense.
User data until they get users.
But the point that I was also trying to make is these algorithms and all that, like I've tried to say before, like they do kind of become your god, and they have a heavy influence on how you do things. So you change your behavior sometimes based on that. And I'll leave it at that, including myself. And I'm not saying I'm above any of this stuff. I'm just pointing it out.
And it will be hard for them to get users when they are competing against entrenched companies that already have user data. Tesla has a significantly higher earnings multiplier than legacy car brands, because it made collecting driver data a priority, which is currently being used to develop full self-driving features.
And Tesla got a lot of help from the government too, guys. And Elon Musk's dad is also a billionaire, just so you know that, and was a billionaire.
Tesla never successfully implements autonomous driving
before he made his money, just to let you know.
The millions of hours of driving data that it is stored could be sold to another automaker trying to develop self-driving. If Tesla doesn't want to sell its data moat, it could be used to make
They can gatekeep it.
Cars better in other ways.
So that's another thing too, is they want to gather all this information so they can gatekeep it. So you have to pay the digital toll or subscription fee to be getting that data for whatever purpose you want to use it.
Like predicting,
which, by the way, it's not bad. It is giving some value. So I'm not going to fully be hating on this all the time.
Driving habits to increase efficiency, or charting out where to put new superchargers on the network. Anything to make it harder for other electric automakers to catch up.
We have more data now than we've ever had before. We can understand real exposure, and then we can design our vehicles for that exposure.
Building a competitive moat to make it harder for startups to enter your market.
So I've never heard the term competitive moat. Have you, C-Grip? Is that sounds almost like gatekeeping or making it?
It is. It is. It's actually one of the concepts to Rule 1 investing, which is a Warren Buffett concept, that you want to be with a company that has that makes it difficult for competitors to penetrate, barriers to entry. So, and that's why they call it a moat, because castles will build a moat around it. And so it's kind of like, McDonald's, for example, anyone can do burgers and stuff like that, but McDonald's, they're a real estate company, and they have their stores on a lot of prime real estate. And so that's a big use. That's a big barrier to entry for someone trying to compete against McDonald's. Or, for example, Coca-Cola. For example, they're pretty much in almost every restaurant. And so it's hard for you to get in. So you look for companies that have a moat around it.
Okay.
And so for Tesla, for example, their access,
which is funny because
driving data
house in Idaho probably has a moat of Coca-Cola around the whole goddamn thing. Warren Buffett's a creepy guy, kinda. They say he's a good investor, but his dad was a senator. They're doing insider trading. You know what I mean? If your dad's a senator in Omaha, when you're doing your trading career, like, people, you can kind of get some information. So I'm not saying he doesn't have any skill or anything by any means, but like, let's be real here.
Warren
Buffett's dad was like a senator.
Are you trying to say Nancy Pelosi and her husband are not investing geniuses?
They're not. I hate to take it to you guys. I know you guys thought she was a genius, but that type. That's what they do in Congress. That's why Congress only pays like $250K a year, but they come out millionaires after, because they're doing a bunch of stuff like this. Why? Because they probably create the moat around certain information and whatnot. So, like a lot of these tech things, it should be an equalizer. So, because it could be saying, okay, well, I have access to all the same information that Warren Buffett does. It's like, yeah, kind of, but you're going to have to pay for it, and there's always going to be. I'm not really quite sure what to think about it, but the point I'm also trying to make is the data is also what? And a record or an account of what you're giving your attention to or holding it on and or doing. So if you're buying stuff online, if you're buying umbrellas on the TikTok shop, that means that it can mean a whole bunch of different things. So that's what I'm saying. Your attention is actually like golden. It's valuable.
It is just the first reason.
In many ways, this is just one of them.
That data has become the new oil.
We don't know anything about how.
I didn't know that they were going to say that the data was like the oil like that either, by the way.
What Amazon or Google really does with our data. We have to take their word for it. In fact, if anything, we sign away half of our rights to these data.
So it's time to learn how money works to find out why your information has become $1 trillion market.
$1 trillion market, guys. Think of that.
This week's lesson was sponsored by Guardio. Sometimes you give your data to these companies willingly, and they turn it into billion-dollar payouts. But sometimes people maliciously...
What's going to happen with this Guardio? Like, it's funny. This is his commercial for his thing, but what is Guardio going to do? It makes the moat around you.
Steal your most...
You need to keep paying subscription for.
Important information.
And what Guardio does is probably say, hey, we can sell it to a company, but for the right price, everything is for sale. So as far as protecting your own information, I wouldn't really worry about it too much because they're going to get it anyways. And you can't live so paranoid about it, I guess. Or I'm not really sure about, I'm just saying, I don't really try to give it too crazy. I'm also like doing a show. So I'm kind of want people to look at that.
Take money right out of your pocket, but Guardio is here to help. Guardio is a browser extension that provides comprehensive audits of popular YouTubers being compromised and wonder why this happens. Many believe that two-factor authentication is sufficient for programs often come from Vault. You can protect malware.
Sorry, I don't want to play a commercial.
Expensive in-house tools to analyze. Many large corporations tried to build data management tools in-house, but most were clunky and slow, costing more than they ever earned in improved business operations. Large tech companies that already had experience building software were the only ones that got it right, and other companies were left using basic regression analysis.
Anytime you see a guy like this douche here, this guy is a douchebag. I hate this little twirl thing. You can only pull that off if you're like a kind of an older type, like musclehead Mr. Clean dude. But this guy is a dork here. I hate that look. I don't know what it is. Sometimes the people with mustaches are just the worst.
Done by teams of analysts
and when we say like the archetype of Gavin, that's who that is.
Use of their databases. It was a huge market opportunity that had been filled by third parties specializing in data analytics. Companies like Snowflake, Teradata, Amazon, Redshift, and Google's BigQuery will...
And again, thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it. And liking all the videos and watching the content and commenting, and, with intelligent responses and whatnot. I've got it. The subscribers are really going up. So it was all, from the support of you guys, because when I do these shows, I'm just clipping it really for the, parts that I think are really good. So thank you.
Ingest a company's database and provide a range of tailored tools to quickly and intuitively work with the customer data they invested so much time in collecting. These services have a price range between $250,000 and $5 million per year, which is an insignificant investment for major companies that would have spent that much on internal tools anyway. In exchange, they get tools that are constantly updated and function as required.
Also, too, the data, half the reason they want a data so they can run it through AI. That's why I worry about this. That's where the data centers come in, because it's going to be, we're going to go from like, let's say that these, we're going from like basically from like a V8 engine to the engine the size of a giant like cruise ship. That type of jump in like computing power and stuff like that. And I don't know if people are really but it's going to be for like how to plug in more algorithms and stuff like that. It's going to probably be used to be like tracking you more. Like you're still, as far as I'm concerned, the internet and computer is pretty quick. All my internet works pretty fast. Like I don't think I need it to go way faster. It's like, I think we're good. And I actually like some of the AI now, the lower level AI, like to make some pictures and stuff. Like that's kind of cool, but like they're gonna start to do it to figure out speech patterns and way more crazy stuff.
Well, when you were talking about the whole Alexa stuff and everything, that's what that is about. To get to learning language, they want to know how we talk regularly, and so they can incorporate that in their AI learning model.
Yeah, large language models and stuff like that. But what the computers, this is why I try to say to people, like, it's gonna become basically its own consciousness because we're training it to kind of do that, because it's constantly learning and training all the time. So it's just going to be I guess just kind of a norm.
The customer turnover rates from the biggest data analytics providers is extremely low, which signals that the companies that work with them are satisfied with the results they provide. Modern tools are...
Here's what this guy did, this sellout. This guy jacked off two guys like this. This what he did.
Turnover rates from the biggest data analytics providers is extremely low, which signals that the companies that work with...
That's what he did, this guy down here. Douchebags.
Them are satisfied with the results they provide. Modern tools are able to use technology like machine learning and advanced results-based algorithms to use data in ways that would never be possible with human intuition alone.
Again, also too,
YouTube algorithm suggested this video to you.
When has collecting the data served you? When's the last time you can think of? And maybe there is some small ways where it actually does help you.
Because it knew you had an interest in finance and business. It knew that you may have watched my videos or videos like mine before. And when you did click on those videos, you watched them for longer than you watched videos on other topics.
And that's what Seagrip was talking about. And that's, this guy kind of answered my question.
YouTube is an algorithm that is using the data at its disposal to deliver the result of maximum watch time on the platform. If YouTube gets more watch time, it can deliver more ads and collect more data.
Yeah.
Advanced algorithms like YouTube's are now accessible to all companies.
So here's one of the other major points that I wanted to say that has to do with your attention being valuable. Because that's more of my point on here, your attention. Because your attention is really where they're getting the data from. It's what you're looking at, what you're doing, things like that. So if you are giving your attention to, let's say you decided to listen to the show, which is a good choice, instead of scrolling, we'll just say that. Let's say you decide to listen to the show three times a week, and it's a 2-hour thing, but you didn't scroll when you're doing it and stuff like that. That will increase your attention span, because what do you think? What do you think you take in better information? If I look at like 90 short things scrolling that are all like a minute and a half long, or if I watched one thing for 2 hours or something like that. So your attention, it's not fragmented and going all over the place. You only have so many like attention units that you can process at one time. So, in other words, like if you're trying to, that's why some people need like less stimulation. They want the room quiet and the lighting a certain way and stuff like that, so they can really focus down and not have any other distractions around. Like we live in a world of a ton of distractions, and that's basically what ADHD and stuff is for a lot of people. There's just so much distractions going on at all times, and we're used to living that way, where we're not in the moment, we're not present, we're not just able to just be. This is why we're seeing a lot of women not be as peaceful, to be around and have any serenity to them, because they're scatterbrained. They're thinking about so many things, and they're stressing and stuff like that. You know, we're chewing bubble gum, we're drinking coffees, the iced coffee, we're hitting vapes, we're watching TikTok, the radio's on, other music is on, our dog is there, kid is doing this and that. Your attention is holds the key to a lot. So maybe we need to make sure that we are not giving our attention away like a cheap 304. You know, you should be giving your attention to like this program
that can afford
as much as possible.
Subscriptions to data service providers.
So I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm just giving an example how it cuts your attention up, essentially.
Enabling more companies to effectively cash in on their data.
Like, imagine like your grandpa or something looking at this. It would be so much, even like here, this is perfect actually. Even here, you see so many pictures. That's so much stimulation within stimulation within stimulation within stimulation, that when you scroll through things, you never, I don't know, process it deeply or think about it. You're just kind of like everything becomes like an NPC to you, sort of in a way, because you can't, focus on anything. It's really overwhelming. Like a lot of this stuff can be really overwhelming.
New tools can also help clean up messy data. Having a billion data points means nothing if it's not organized into a usable format. As companies
where the data centers will come in,
migrated their data between different databases, formats would regularly be changed, lost, or duplicated. This made much of it unusable without having people go back through millions of entries and correct everything manually. Modern tools can fix a lot of these problems without human intervention and make different data sources work together in one.
These data centers are huge, guys. Like, look at this picture right here. What does this remind you of? I want you guys to think outside the box. Put in the chat what this maybe reminds you of. A certain movie. Like, this is almost like those Matrix pods, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, this pretty soon you're going to be like, well, you can work at the data center, but why don't you just sleep in the pod? You're going to be loving the pod. I might start investing in like pod companies. Just listen to a podcast in the pod. And you'll love it, actually.
Central database.
Somehow you'll actually think it's dope.
The game developer EA gets data coming from Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and their in-house distribution platform Origin. All of these platforms send user data back to EA in different formats, which makes...
I mean, even just knowing somebody's age and demographic can be a lot, and where they're from. Secret, you've lived in a couple other countries before, and places like DR and stuff. Mm-hmm. You would say that a lot of those people have a lot of different patterns that are, so if you had, I don't know, if you had to sell one thing in France and then sell something else to someone in like Dominican Republic or something, like what would you be doing different?
Because you got, so
in regards to this, this topic.
Yeah, so even with France, keep in mind, over there they have like month-long vacations. They take 2-hour lunches and everything along those
really
lines. Oh yeah.
Holy crap.
And so wine, back when I lived out there, a bottle of wine was cheaper than a bottle of Avion. And so you're right. Their commercials, their advertising, the way you would advertise to someone over in France is totally different than the way you would advertise to someone in Dominican Republic, and vice versa. We have different sense of humor. We value different things, and on top of that, it's night and day. It is night and day. I mean, yes, we're all humans and stuff like that, but culturally, we're different.
Yeah, especially to like sales. So I'm sure salespeople did want it. This is some type of Alec Baldwin character. He's like, I want to know everything about these people. I want to play that more of that movie, but when I played it before, I got a whole bunch of copyright strikes and stuff.
You're serious.
Yeah, I'll try it again because maybe I just let it play too long because I was only playing small parts of it, but because I've been wanting to use that again. So let me
using them together
try it again.
But even when you think about it, that was only like maybe what, a 3-minute clip, 4-minute clip, and we transformed it to like over a half hour.
Yeah,
45
we
minutes
did.
worth
Yeah,
of
that's what I
content.
thought about.
We
Yeah,
transformed it. And so, but maybe because it was a movie or something like that, I'm not sure.
I think it's because it was like a movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I might. think
Okay,
that-
yeah, probably because of the movie. It's not like someone doing someone commenting or doing a reaction video to what you're
No.
talking about, and they transformed it.
Yeah, no, the whole movie I think is on Netflix and or on the platform for free.
Exactly.
Anyways, yeah. So, anyways, I'll try to find that. I'll let this play.
Without manually changing formats.
Like one of the things he says, he's like attention, interest, decision, action. I think. What's he saying first? Attention, 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 attention. It's really important. And you hold the key to your own attention. You don't have to hoe it out to slop.
To play nice with one another or using a tool to do the same thing. EA actually uses Snowflake to monitor things like how long users play certain games, what modes create the highest player engagement.
Also, too, what they have now, in certain cars, it'll literally record your face all the time because it wants to see if you're looking at the road or if you took your hands off the road. And so it'll actually be recording your face like all the time. And you're just driving.
How to most effectively push microtransactions, and the right balance of skills-based matchmaking to keep giving players the right amount of dopamine. The driven algorithm that recommended you this video to keep you engaged with the YouTube platform is the same as the matchmaking algorithms that decide your teams in online games. They aim to keep you engaged by making sure you aren't winning everything and getting bored, but you are also not getting destroyed every round and rage quitting. In addition to improving user engagement and spending, using data can also help companies like EA cut down on costs by predicting server usage and only just having enough available to meet demand. You might hate them.
Yeah, so they're just trying to... That is a justification. I guess that did help save them some money.
But these tools make companies like EA a lot of money, and they have all been fine-tuned by mountains of data used effectively by off-the-shelf tools. If this so far has sounded a bit too Big Brother for your liking, it gets a lot worse. User data has become highly valuable, cheap to store, and easy.
Yeah, see, the world's most valuable resource is no longer oil, but data. Data is, a receipt of your attention. That's what it is, essentially.
Easy to sell. In other words, it's pretty much become a new type of currency, one that is impossible to tax and can be spent as many times as the company wants. One of the most lucrative strategies.
And that should have just been, see this back here too? That should just be dollars, because that's what they print. That's basically what they do right now anyways.
Wants. One of the most lucrative strategies to monetize this data is used by hedge funds. Hedge funds have been quietly buying consumer...
Again, who are hedge funds? They're, some rich dude who just, probably, manipulates the market.
Credit and debit card transaction data.
Or it's Ivy League level stuff. I guess I'll say that.
Monitor which retailers are outpacing or underperforming their earnings projections.
Yeah.
The hedge funds will buy or short the companies ahead of public announcements, profiting off the shift in share price.
And so here's another thing too, is that these are all companies competing with each other. So they're all trying to, gobble up the data as fast as they can, as best they can and stuff. So private industry is driving a lot of the demand for this, and they get pretty crazy with what they can do. So I like having not a ton of regulations, but when it's stuff like this is almost like a utility thing. I think government should step in more. Bill Gates recently bought like 3 Mile Island to use nuclear power. The one in Pennsylvania. I've actually ridden a motorcycle to there and stuff like that. And I think Jeff Bezos also is getting his own nuclear plant because they're they're using it to power AI. So the environmental people didn't really care when they went to do that.
Follows these transactions. Transaction data providers charge millions of dollars a year for access to the real-time databases. Some banks sell this data directly through private agreements with hedge funds, and others go through service providers like Bloomberg Second Measure.
So wait a minute. No. They sell the data. You don't get any of that money. You don't get your coin clip of it. They give your data, they clip off that, but you can't clip off what they get.
Banks sell this data directly.
And they'll do this under the table. They say, oh, we actually signed for this. It's in the fine print here on page 270, sir. You signed it on the contract. I'm sure you read it over, right?
Through private agreements with hedge funds, and others go through service providers like Bloomberg Second Measure, which is a subscription on top of a regular Bloomberg terminal subscription, which already costs $24,000 a year.
So that's part of the money side of it. And I want... we'll actually complete the video.
Hedge funds will even pay a large premium to be the exclusive purchaser of customer data so that they can make profitable trades based on information that is technically public but nobody else has. Major hedge funds will also subscribe to multiple data providers to ensure they are getting a comprehensive overview of customer activity before even the companies themselves.
Yeah, see, I've never been able to work in like office setting like this. I don't really have a ton of experience in the corporate world. I mean, I do work at, corporate places and, conduct myself as a professional and whatnot, but not like inside these offices for a long amount of time and stuff. And speaking of attention, one of my good friends, that works for me and stuff like that, but he also has a corporate job. He told me that in these offices, they absolutely love fantasy football. He said like fantasy football is like a religion to them and stuff. And they'll like spend more time worrying about fantasy football than like actually doing work. And a lot of these corporate jobs, they kind of want you to like I told my friend, cause he was like trying to actually like bring new ideas in, and like he was getting pissed that they were only making 6%, but he made a lot more in his projects. And a lot of people in the corporate world, like, I don't really care. I'm already getting paid. So like, he's like, the lack of giving a shit and the Tylenol brain, it's like a hindrance on a bunch of stuff.
It's not a strategy that is going to work for someone with a Robinhood account and a few $1,000s, but it's been incredibly profitable for the firms that can pay to play. Hedge funds have some dirty tricks to generate big returns, but they have nothing on the guys that operate in the world of venture capital. But to find out how these guys still make money after investing into
So, I also wanted to look at this too. Where is it? News thing about, yes, this right here. Because this is also going with my attention theme.
New this evening on Tampa Bay Tonight, technology impacts many parts of our lives, but now ADD and ADHD cases are on the rise.
Let me just do this. So go to Adderall speed.
And many believe the overuse of technology may be to blame. So I speak to a licensed clinical social worker about how cell phones and tablets affect daily brain function and spike dopamine hits, especially in children.
So the way that I treat ADHD is that it's not so much something we're looking to cure, it's something that we're looking to manage.
Licensed clinical social worker Joshua Goldman says being diagnosed with ADHD can be due to genetic factors, but spending time on social media can also increase the chances of the condition developing faster.
People just able to scroll through.
Yeah, see, it's too much stimulation. Your brain is not designed to be seeing hundreds of dog pics and your grandma, like to see a dog pic, a cat pic, your family's here, your girlfriend's here, your friend's dog is here, there's a text message here, there's another thing here, and it's playing music. It's a lot.
Things quickly, short little clips.
And we're so used to like living this way that we've this essentially the phone like scrolling like this. It's almost, imagine it like a hamster wheel thing. It's like a hamster wheel of your attention to just a lot of times dumb shit.
Just quick dopamine hits that really the brain wasn't designed for.
One's mental well-being may also play a role in getting properly diagnosed.
Some people actually think that they have ADHD, but they may actually be suffering more from anxiety and depression because symptoms of inattention, difficulty focusing can also be symptomatic of anxiety and depression.
Yeah, but sometimes they're just also cooked too.
But Goldman warns if you have ADHD, don't rely solely on medication to help you manage your symptoms. Address the root.
See how they love, like, just they just love showing, like, see these expensive pills. We are the drug dealer to you peasants. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just I don't know why the news does this. Like, you know, pharmacists are not in there like mixing chemicals and stuff either, by the way. They are just like making you wait. In the medical industry, they love to like make you wait. You must wait, peasant, as we gatekeep more shit and more information and make a moat around it. It's like a moat everywhere.
The issue instead.
I absolutely think that there are holistic.
Sorry, a little bit. I kind of emoted there. I got a little emotional.
And therapeutic non-pharmacological methods that are just as helpful, if not more helpful, because they're setting you up for a lifetime of being able to better manage these symptoms.
So what do those holistic methods include?
It comes from strengthening your mind through mindfulness and other
listening to Snowboard Joe's 98's program,
cognitive behavioral techniques. It comes from lifestyle changes. And it's really a commitment to
and cutting out bullshit is just a lot of it too. Look at this nice chemtrails through this guy right here. And that's what they ended on.
Overall well-being.
Oops. That's not what I'm trying to watch right now. So this is I want to play something from a comedian that I really like called Doug Stanhope. And this is like a drawing that is on this guy's video right here. I just want to give him credit. Johnny Sixth. So thank you. I'll subscribe to him and play this right here. Let me just check the chat as well. Thank you, Keyshawn. Appreciate that. This guy put HAL 2000 meets the Matrix. Yeah, when we were looking at that data server, that's basically what it was like for sure. Julius is here. Hello. Welcome. So what does this have to do for attention? I'll actually let it play for a second.
The only
first.
drugs that are even popular anymore, all the dummy drugs, all the drugs that make you more
Hozak. So that was Hozak.
boring, all the mood stabilizer,
Holoft.
antidepressant. Everyone's got some mental disorder they've been diagnosed with, and they take a fucking pill. They push them on me all the time. I got ruin so many relationships because I fucking think all the time. Sorry. Oh, geez. You think it's ADD? No, it's not ADD. I'm thinking. I'm thinking about a lot of stuff. It's not ADD. Yeah, I stutter a lot and I fuck stuff up, but that's because I'm always thinking. Well, you're not listening to me because I'm thinking about something that's more interesting than you. I'm trying to build a perfect utopian society in my head. And what are you talking to me?
And this guy, Doug Stanhope, is a very funny comedian. This is like a really good comedy special. This is just like a cartoon representation of it. But what he's going to start to say is, basically, why are there some drugs like Adderall and stuff created? Because that also helps them like monitor your attention and take control of it too. So, for example, like Adderall is kind of used in doing things that sucks for long periods of time. If it's something you love to do, you generally don't need to take like Adderall and other stuff like that for it.
About bowling or what? And I do. I have a head that just won't shut the fuck up. So where do the ideas come from? Do you have a head like that? Do you have the brain that just won't shut the fuck up all the time? You learn to work with it. I'm not taking fucking medication for it. That's also where the ideas come from. I'll just pour some alcohol on that when it happens and try to even it out. You work with your problems. Fucking everyone's taking pills just because you're afraid of standing out. Or I was terrified when my doctor told me that I had a unique and interesting personality trait. But then he told me about new Zoloft.
Again, it's Holoft.
Prozac, and I just take
Hozak.
3 pills a day, and I blend into this fucking horrible inbred corporate landscape, and I don't care.
So that's what he's trying to say. That's where this is related to your attention. Your attention is so valuable that they have to give you a drug so they can keep it going even more. You know what I'm saying?
They'll legalize any drug so long as that drug keeps you producing. That's all they give a shit about is production. You're kicking out enough boxes at the plant? Well, go. It's whatever keeps you doing that. Keeps you vaguely content sitting in a cubicle. Go ahead. FDA approved.
That's true. That's what they're doing with antidepressants and Adderall. Adderall's like meth light. So they give you a lot of these drugs to just make you keep like doing kind of like drifting and doing like bullshit.
I have a job where I alphabetize insurance forms 45 hours a week, and I noticed I couldn't concentrate so well on my job, so my doctor put me on Adderall, and now I can just breeze through my workday. I don't even notice that my empty life is being pissed away underneath fluorescent tubes. I have no highs or lows. I have no good stories. But I'm getting a lot of stuff done. I'm probably the most boring person I know, but look at me produce. I just go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, blah, 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 blah. You're never going to take a pill for that. You're not concentrating because that's fucking boring, and that's a natural reaction to boring. Don't concentrate.
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to say. When it's something that you generally like, you don't have a problem concentrating on it. So a lot of, our attention is scrambled by like other meaningless bullshit, distractions that come up and everything. So like, that's what I'm saying. Your attention that you control also can help it so you don't go down a rabbit hole of something really stupid, or you know what I'm saying? Like if you're just scrolling all the time and stuff like that, it's really actually kind of crazy. Oops. I think that had a problem, or just the sound ended. Hang on a second, because I had another video that I wanted to watch on this right here. Yeah.
They're not after your money. They're after this. We live in an era where everything you could ever desire is readily available.
So here's another thing too. Like I want to make sure that I speak about the topic. I don't want to just make sure I watch other videos. So right here in this image, sometimes the images say more. This probably looks like it's AI image or something like that. But either way, this can be a realistic image in some ways. Everyone does have, some people have literally 3 pieces of tech on them: a smart watch, a phone, and then probably a tablet or laptop that is then in their backpack or, carrying it to work or whatever. So that's not completely far-fetched. And one of the problems of that is we now don't interact with people the same in a face-to-face manner as we did, because the phone is like a moat to getting to someone's attention in a sense, and it's like a barrier, or it's a cop out. It can be like, well, I'm just looking at my phone, so I'm not like paying attention to what's around me and whatnot. So that's why some people like don't even say hi to each other that much.
As a matter of fact, yesterday I was at Church's. I was at Church's Chicken, and
well. and by the way, yesterday was not a Sunday.
Look, I'm being honest here.
Oh,
I'm being
cool.
honest.
Yeah.
And so I'm at the light, and this is like a long behind light. And so I'm looking at the parking lot because this is a small restaurant, and it gets packed real fast. And so I'm thinking, I picked the right time to go. There was very few cars in there, and while I'm waiting, there's like 2 cars left. So I'm like, great. And so I go, and the light finally turns green. I pull into the parking lot, and as soon as I'm pulling out, this chick gets out the car. Now, mind you, I'm sitting there watching, like she was like literally, this like literally almost 5 minutes. Like I just missed it. And soon as she goes jump in line, and mind you, there's no one in line, so she goes in, and so I wait for her. And so after she orders her food, I go order mine. But the point I'm trying to make is, she then sits in the corner, and she's on her phone. There was like 2, and then this other woman, she's on her phone, and the 2 men, well, with me makes 3. None of us are on our cell phones. 2 of the guys are talking. I'm sitting away from my food, but these 2 women were glued to their phone. So
exactly, yeah.
It gets
that's
even
like
crazier.
a waiting room scenario where that will always happen.
Oh, it gets even crazier. So then the woman gets her food. The girl that was waiting for me, who she was cute, but she had too many. She had a full sleeve and a full leg full of tattoos. But that's another story. But as soon as she gets her food like a whole minute, 2 minutes before I do. She goes get in her car and turns it on. And then I get my food. And when I get in my car, she's still in her car. And then I go drive off. I'm at the light. She's still in her car. And I wait like 2-3 minutes for like to turn. It turns. She's still in her car. So literally, and so she was on her phone the whole time. Literally sat in her parking lot for several minutes before she got to order her food. Saw me pull up, ran, jumped in, made her order. And then as soon as she got her food, instead of leaving, sat in her car for another several minutes, which she was on her phone.
Yeah.
And it just got me thinking that all the women, these women stay on their phones. They're glued to it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, I don't know, if you just walk down the street and said hello to somebody, they would kind of like have an anxiety because they're not. Some of these people that, especially once they're able to work from home for a while, they're kind of like very shy in person sometimes. And I'm a kind of a shy person sometimes, but I can't be, to talk to customers and stuff like that. But you start to see that people are better at, they always want to communicate through a screen, I guess, more than in person sometimes. But I'm just saying, when you say hi to them, sometimes it'll like break their brain if you stop and say, hey, hello, in the grocery store or something, because some people are just so like zoned out. Excuse me.
With a few taps of a screen, you can access a vast universe of entertainment, information, and
especially women, to be honest.
Interaction. It's convenient, entertaining, and undeniably addictive. However, there's a hidden cost to this lifestyle. What if I told you that these platforms aren't just after your money, but something far more valuable, your attention? Your attention is the currency they crave, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get it. Welcome to the era where your attention is being hunted.
Some creepy AI photos, sort of, in a way. So yeah, I don't want to like focus on too much what that is saying about, but your attention is basically hunted. If I'm holding your attention, I can sell you more things, basically.
But, and something, and for the men, that's one of my red flags. A woman that can't stay off her damn phone. If every time you turn around, she's glued to her phone, That's one of my red flags.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They can't be in the moment and be peaceful because their mind is elsewhere at all times. Like this is a thing too. People talk a lot about like having peace of mind and having no anxiety and stuff is just like really being in the moment. These people can't, they don't know how to be in the moment. They can't go into a waiting room and just sit there and not be on their phone and not have a, I mean, maybe I guess like an old magazine, but they can actually just sit there and be calm, relax, kind of enjoy it. A lot of people can't really do that, especially a lot of women, because they have all this external stimulation that gives them a little sense of dopamine and drama. They can get a drama fix on it too. So and most people are more connected in the online world than the real world, which is maybe not the worst thing and just how it's going. But I think people are also becoming kind of numb from these prescription drugs and everything like that as well, where they're just kind of, I guess, just like checked out, I guess.
And I actually disagree with you. Well, I don't know if well, maybe disagree is not the right word to use, but with what we do. So here's the thing. When we're online, it's about community. It's about thought. It's us interacting. It's us.
With them, it's about being a thought.
Exactly.
But it is though, actually, because they don't think about anything else. But it kind of is. But you're right. It is. I guess it is a different paradigm because they look at it like that.
Like we are literally talking about important subjects. We're talking about things that make us more aware. We're talking about things that can improve our quality of life. We're talking about things that can give us additional skills. And so, no, I think so. Us being online and us being on YouTube, totally different mindset.
Yeah, yes. I guess so. Yeah.
Ball on a budget, 8 for 8. And it's good too. Look, I'm not afraid to go for a discount. I will clip a coupon.
No, that's all good. I think it's awesome.
In today's episode, we're going to navigate through the digital maelstrom, uncover the tactics employed by big tech, and most importantly, equip you with the tools.
Again, too, I also don't want to blame. I don't want to try to like blame this all on big tech and AI and stuff. It's our personal choice what we do with our attention. Period. So, also certain women and neighbors and stuff, people who just want to like take up your time to do something stupid, or certain customers are time wasters. In business, there are people who are just simply time wasters too. I'll be honest, sometimes some Indian customers, they just go out and get like 97 bids, and they're going to be like, they always want to like barter. So sometimes you're just like, this is going to be some guy who's cheap and going to try to, nickel and dime me to get the price down. And like, I think I could just get an easier customer somewhere else. Because sometimes, and I don't think that the guy will have any loyalty with using me again. So sometimes that's how people are to work with like Indian customers. And so like, it's not that I don't want to do the work, but the extra attention that customer takes for me to make it work cost me in another area where I could have worked on a different customer or something too. So women, take your time too. And if they're giving you good time and you like them, that's the best use of your attention. But I think a lot of people aren't giving good attention to each other because they're only getting leftovers from all the swiping they've done and stuff like that. Nice. Eager have had the family meal. Nice. So, and another thing too, like, I'm not saying everything is robbing your attention. Some people, if they have a project or a hobby that they like to do, you know, then they can like listen to this in the background, but do it, you know, or, you know, sometimes people need a hobby and put their attention into that, and like, you know, gardening or something else where it's not always, you know, screen related. Like, so your attention is down to you. We can't just blame it like all on big tech and stuff. Like, you know, it's really on us. So maybe this summer, think about how to like slow it down, and you know, besides listening to this show, but then just tune everything else out. But like, we don't need to overstimulate ourselves.
To protect yourself in this neurological warfare. This is more than just a call to action. It's a wake-up call. It's a clarion call for those ready to reclaim their minds. Are you ready to join us? But before we...
I don't know. This is someone else's thing that they made. I don't know if I really want to watch that. I do want to find this Glengarry Glen Ross thing, though. In fact, in this movie, he says a Patel customer, because which is saying an Indian one, saying like, oh, they're actually difficult. So let me go to this right here for a second. I think this is it. Yes. Yes. Pay attention to what he's saying here. And this is going to be linked to how I was saying attention and emotion can make an action. So actually, let me go put this up. This is one of the things that I typed in near the top here.
And you may want to play that 1.5 times speed or something.
Yeah, I'll do something like that. Yeah, this time. I'm trying to find where I put like a 10. Yeah, this right here. This right here. So this is another almost take on it, because I was trying to say I'm trying to make this episode about attention. Because so that's why I'm showing this here. Not really for sales per se. Like, attention plus emotion sometimes can equal an action. Especially, you know, well, for anybody, because it kind of triggers them to go like take some action. Ideally, they almost want it to be sort of fear-based too, but I don't know. We shouldn't actually say that. You know, you don't want to like, you want them to want to do something. I'll just play it like this.
A, B, C. A always B, B, C closing. Always be closing.
So, see, AIDA is the other one that I wanted to talk about.
Always be closing.
Commenting, people.
AIDA. Attention, interest.
Yes, attention, interest.
Decision, action. Attention. Do I have your attention? Interest. Are you interested? I know you are, because it's fuck or walk. You close or you hit the bricks. Decision. Have you made your decision for Christ? An action.
And that's all we need to know.
AIDA. Get out there. You got the prospects coming in. You think they came in to get out of the rain? A guy don't walk on the lot lest he wants to buy.
But this Alec Baldwin guy is some guy in the tech companies right now trying to get as much data as possible. You know, he's going to see always be collecting data. Like that's kind of what's happening right now out there, because they're small businesses and they want to, you know, I mean, not small businesses, but they're private businesses that want to have a monopoly over something.
Sitting out there waiting to give you their money. Are you going to take it?
So that's what I wanted to say about the attention part. And
yeah, that's gonna be my new pickup line. You know, when I got to check the place or in the car,
oh, buck or walk.
Buck or walk. Buck or walk.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to get off on a sales tangent. I did want to make sure that it's about like attention here. So like another thing too, like reading a book is one thing that could garner attention or takes, attention to get. I mean, to accomplish. I don't know. I would say like doing any type of endurance sport or kind of maybe like running, hiking, things, things where it maybe takes a long time to do it, maybe builds your attention as well. Let me try playing some of this Alec Baldwin thing again. Because this guy wants attention. He's garnering your attention.
A, B, C. A always, B, B, C closing. Always.
Which is good. We got to go over this like once a month on here and remind you fucks. Get out there and always be closing and stuff like that. Hustle, like every salesperson needs to hear this now and then.
Closing. Always be closing. AIDA. Attention, interest, decision, action. Attention. Do I have your attention? Interest. Are you interested? I know you are, because it's fuck or walk. You close or you hit the bricks. Decision. Have you made your decision for Christ? An action. AIDA. Get out there. You got the prospects coming in. You think they came in to get out of the rain? A guy don't walk on the lot lest he wants to buy. They're sitting out there waiting to give you their money. Are you going to take it? Are you man enough to take it? Incredible. What's the problem, pal? You, Moss. You're such a hero. You're so rich. How come you're coming down here and wasting time with such a bunch of bums?
Again, this is good to see because this guy is actually helping you, trying to help you. Like we need this guy to, if you're a small business person or something, you need to be this guy. Like you need to be reminded to be this guy now and then. To sell like anything, not be this guy, but to always be closing. If you guys have side hustles and other stuff like that, or you eventually want to work for yourself, you got to always be closing. Just to survive, just even to survive, you got to always be closing.
You see this watch?
This is important too, right here. I don't, not about sales, but why do you say you see this watch? Because why? Materialism is the god here. You'll see.
You see this watch? Yeah. That watch costs more than your car. I made $970,000 last year. How much you make? You see, pal, that's who I am, and you're nothing. Nice guy? I don't give a shit. Good father? Fuck you. Go home and play with your kids.
Go home and play with your stepkids.
You want to work here? Close.
Go home and play with your stepkids.
Play with your kids. You want to work here? Close.
Not cool, Snowboard. Not cool.
You think this is
not cool.
You should.
I used to be a step crash dummy. Not cool. That hurt.
How can you take the abuse
of being a stepdad? How can he take the abuse of being a stepdad?
You don't like it? Leave. I can go out.
That's also part of the whole attention thing too. Who you give attention to, you end up in your life more. You end up like seeing them more and stuff in a sense. So sometimes there's certain people who are just kind of like time wasters too. And when he's saying like you don't like it, leave. Sometimes you need to do stuff like that around just people who are just not, growing any better, or do you just get sometimes just certain people you just get like kind of a bad vibe around and you just don't really want to deal with them. And I think it might have actually been Warren. So we'll give Warren Buffett some credit here. I think he had a quote that was saying, if you want to be rich, you have to get used to saying no a lot, like that. There's something like that. So, which is kind of what he says, like we swing at the pitches we really like. So it's got to be like at least a couple $1 billion deal for Berkshire Hathaway to start, investing in what you're doing and stuff like that.
That tonight, the materials you got make myself $15,000. Tonight, in 2 hours, can you? Can you?
So yeah, if you're starting your own business and stuff, guys, you need to be this guy sometimes.
As a matter
and
of
it
fact,
doesn't mean in a mean way. It can be fun. You're gonna want to be fun and go to your buddy like always be closing and shit like that. That's like it's actually awesome. You need to have this now and then. We're gonna have to watch this now and then as taking some medicine.
As a matter of fact, back when I was an account exec for Countrywide, I was in this broker shop, and so part of my job was to get these brokers to sell my loan products, to sell loans and to send them to my company to originate. And so I was pitching the product, and this was a shop that I was having some challenges with, and I went ahead, and this guy was on a call, and I took the call, and I closed the mortgage. So literally, I'm on the phone with this prospect, cold call, and I literally sold. It was like a $250,000 mortgage right there on the phone. And then after I sold him, I transferred him over to the processor to process the transaction, order the appraisal. And as soon as I transferred the call, I stood up and I was like, "Now that's how you sell a fucking mortgage."
Nice.
Nice. And they ended up being one of my good shots. I can sell any of my products. I can sell. That's how you sell a fucking effing mortgage.
Nice.
That was my Glengarry moment.
Nice. This is
to you guys about appearance, okay? Because most of you dress like shit. I don't know what your financial situation is, and I don't want to know, but you got to get yourself at least one decent suit.
No, this isn't the one that I wanted to go to, but we'll let this play.
Because we have a kind of a minimum level of aesthetic professionalism here that we have to maintain. In 3 months, you can outfit your whole closet, but for now, just get you something to hold you over. There's an important phrase we use here. I think it's time you all learned it. Act as if. You understand what that means? Act as if you are the fucking president of this firm. Act as if you got a 9-inch cock, okay? Act as if. And to do that properly, you need to at least look the part. So go get dressed. Secondly, it's time to get your Series 7 books. Now don't get nervous. If you study, you'll...
No, this was C-Grip. This is another sales one too. So sometimes it's good to see these things. Have a selling mindset too. It's just good to, it's just to survive in this economy. You just need to this is a basic thing.
I'm sorry, man. It's messy. Shit, I'm so sorry. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Fucking dumbass.
Get the fuck out of here.
What?
Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Just pick your ass up out of that Italian leather chair and get the fuck out of this room right now. Come on, let's go, Schleprock. Out.
Did you ever have to talk shit to any of them, C-Grip, like that? Or well, I don't have to say anything, I guess, but Because sometimes, like, I guess in these certain jobs, people don't. I guess if you haven't had your own business, you don't know how to really like sell or what it means. You don't like take it as serious, I guess. I think some people who have had their own business a little bit or have to do like be more of an entrepreneur, you always need to have a selling mindset because you could make
Or
money
when you're
doing. Go
or
ahead.
when you're 100%, or when you're 100% commission, or the majority of your pay
Yeah, yeah.
is based off of what you generate.
Exactly. Yeah. The commission is like huge. Yeah. So sometimes, but I'm saying, I think if it's the commission based, it is basically having your own business, selling that. So you have to do it.
That's it. We expect everyone here to treat their coworkers with a certain level of respect. Okay, before we get started, I have one question. Has anyone here passed the Series 7 exam?
I have a Series 7 license.
Good for you. You can get out too.
What? Why?
We don't hire brokers here. We train new ones. That's it, Skippy. Pack your shit. Let's go.
Now that does make sense from one perspective, but that's also definitely a red flag. But go ahead. But yeah.
Yeah, this. I don't know if you've seen this movie or not, The Boiler Room. It's a really good movie, actually. And I think that I'll just let it play.
Here's the deal. I'm not here to waste your time. Okay? And I certainly hope you're not here to waste mine. So I'm going to keep this short. Become an employee of this firm, you will make your first $1 million within 3 years. Okay? I'm going to repeat that. You will make $1 million within 3 years of your first day of employment at JT Marlin. There is no question as to whether or not you'll become a millionaire working here. The only question is how many times over. You think I'm joking? I am not joking. I am a millionaire. It's a weird thing to hear, right? I tell you, it's a weird thing to say. I am a fucking millionaire. I guess how old I am. 27. You know what that makes me here? A fucking senior citizen. This firm is entirely comprised of people your age, not mine. Lucky for me, I happen to be very fucking good at my job or I'd be out of one. You guys are the new blood. You're gonna go home with the Kesef. You are the future big.
Remember, guys, this is also what all these scammers and stuff do too. So people like this can sometimes con artists is like, because it really is an art form, and some people are someone who's a very good con is a very charismatic, convincing, energetic type person to even be doing shit like that. To sell anything, sometimes you kind of just need to be that way.
When it comes to sales and persuasion, it is an art and a science.
It is, yeah, it really is.
And so because we've all have heard, he could sell ice to an Eskimo, or he has the gift of gab. And for me, I always had to sell. So even in school, candy bar drives, Christmas drives, whatever the case may be, I've never, throughout my whole childhood, I've never bought a bike. I didn't buy. The first bike that I bought was a motorcycle because I always got free bikes from these sales drives. But when I learned the science behind sales, why people would say yes to me or things, it literally,
yeah, and it's so many different scenarios too, and it makes people easier to like deal with and make, like, ideally you want to make them happy too. Like, selling doesn't mean you go and like rip somebody off either. Selling is like better if it's like a win-win. Like, I'm actually giving value to you, and I'm getting paid good for it too. So like making like people, part of why the economy is so fragile is people don't have the ability to start making money from just doing like I don't know, be able to hustle and do some small things. So they always will have like something that they can do. A lot of people kind of struggle with that because you need to, be pretty handy, but you also need to know like how to sell jobs too, and what you can take, and interacting in person a lot too. But sales, like even part of sales too, is just sometimes people want to text a lot and stuff like that too, and also it can be extremely cheap. So sales is really like an art form.
Big swinging dicks of this firm. Now, y'all look money hungry, and that's good. Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't fucking have any.
This next part's
They
kind
say
of
money
funny.
can't buy happiness. Look at the fucking smile on my face. Ear to ear, baby. You want details? Fine. I drive a Ferrari, 355 Cabriolet. What's up? I have a ridiculous house in the South Fork. I have every toy you can possibly imagine. And best of all, kids, I am liquid. So, now you know what's possible. Let me tell you what's required. You are required to work your fucking ass off at this firm. We want winners here, not pikers. A piker walks at the bell. Piker asks how much vacation time you get in the first year.
So, I never really understood, what is a piker? Do you know what that is, Secret?
Yeah, pretty much someone who just coasts. You might have heard there was this trend, they were calling it quiet quitting, when people just do the bare minimum to not get fired.
What even is that? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're at work, be serious about what you're doing instead of just like, I don't know, going through the motions all the time. It seems like that's a waste of your own time if you're not like into what you're doing, I guess.
So I know for me, I'm at the stage, so I just don't got that dog in me no more. I'm at the point to where, you know, like I said, I'm looking to retire in the next 2 to 5 years. And so, you know, my goal, I used to always want to be in the top 10, top 10%, always one of the top dogs. And now I'm at the point in my career where I just want to be in the middle of the pack. I'm not trying to be top dog, and I'm not trying to be at the bottom of the crap pile. And so, but yeah, but 20 years, 10, 15 years ago, yeah, you got to have that dog in you. Now, I'm not at the point where I'm trying to quiet quit either.
Quiet quitting, it's like, come on, like, what are you really doing, I guess? I don't know.
Vacation time. People come and work at this firm for one reason. To become filthy rich. That's it. We're not here to make friends. We're not saving the fucking manatees here, guys. You want vacation time? Go teach 3rd grade public school. Okay. First 3 months at the firm or as a trainee, you make $150 a week. After you're done training, you take the Series 7. You pass that, you become a junior broker, and you're opening accounts for your team leader. You open 40 accounts, start working for yourself. Sky's the limit. Word or two about being a trainee, friends, your parents.
Damn it, I think, is it still working on your YouTube? This might have got taken down. Is this still working, guys, on yours?
Parents, the other brokers, whoever, they're going to give you shit about it. It's true. $150 a week, not a lot of money.
Here, please hold.
Culture is the operating system. Invisible architecture. Silent instruction set. Running underneath civilization. Culture is the operating system. Quiet in the background while the world keeps spinning. Invisible patterns shaping every instinct. Most people never stop long enough to think. Fashion, language, fear, ambition. Passed down like software with every tradition.
I think that
it's like it was suspended. Damn, this is insane. You may have to start a new stream. I don't know how that works though.
Yeah, I think it ended. Maybe it was from watching that Always Be Closing one. Maybe I'll just try making another one really quickly.
Okay, I'll jump in it.
If not, I can even just call it a night too, and see what that was.
That works too. As a matter of fact, let me. I want to. Yeah, I want to send you a video real quick on the private chat. I want you to go look at 318.
Yeah, but let's close out of this though, in case YouTube still think it's recording or something.
Oh no!
Like
did it kick back on?
Oh,
it looks like it's back up.
Oh, it is. Okay. Okay. Let me make sure.
So when you get a chance,
See if it goes up.
18 of the video.
Running smooth through the mind, invisible architecture hidden deep behind.
Wait, yeah, I think it is
Every trend, every road.
Yeah, it's back up. It's playing in my background.
Culture OS.
Okay,
All without consent. Most people never question the environment. Everybody downloading social permission. Building personalities through repetition. Screens glowing soft in the night vision, turning human beings into algorithmic decisions. Everybody chasing digital affection. Curated lifestyles for public inspection. Metrics replacing human connection. Validation loops become addiction. News cycles weaponize attention. Fear becomes profitable intervention. Outrage spreads faster than reflection. Division sold as audience retention. Another version every day. Culture OS. But running deep in the frame, telling people who to love and who to blame. Culture OS. Quietly rewriting truth. Manufacture reality injected through the youth. Culture OS. Invisible command. Most people never realize. They've been programmed. Cities glowing cold in neon weather. Everybody isolated together. Digital tribes forming forever. But nobody really understands each other. The rich sell dreams, the poor sell time. Everybody monetizing the human mind. Attention markets, dopamine streams. Human beings converted into data machines. But somewhere underneath the noise, there is still an authentic.
You got to have a program.
Yeah, so I'm glad it still stayed, and I want to actually put it on something positive. I've been like digging this kind of track lately, so thanks for staying on. The stream kind of got disrupted, so I'm gonna see what that was. I think it was just maybe I was playing that Alec Baldwin one. So,
and just so you know, Snowboard, I did post.
For the private chat.
Yeah, a funny video on how I.
Yeah, let's look at one other. Yeah, let's look at one other thing.
Go to 3 minutes and 20 seconds in the video.
Okay.
Like 318. Okay, right there.
Oh no, I'll put it on 304.
Okay, 304. This is what I think happened to your finger.
So let's test your flexibility.
Where's his glove?
Ow. Just lie back and relax. Just breathe.
What movie was this?
Breathe through the pain.
Wait. Breathe through the pain.
I can't. Oh my goodness. You're tight. Relax. Yeah, there we go. What's
What is this, Seagrip?
What do you put in there?
Wait.
What the heck is this? Oh my god!
Is that what happened to your pig?
Oh my god! No, it did not.
Oh man, the name of the movie is Teeth. This girl, she has teeth inside her Yahoo.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Is that how you cut your finger? the wrong trap.
Well, that note, I'm actually going to try to end on something somewhat positive and uplifting here. Oh my.